morning. Before I begin, I would like to say that my speech topic is potentially triggering for some, so if that is the case for you, please feel free to excuse yourself. I will completely understand, and if needed, talk to me after. There is a stigma in our society and culture today that is far too common. You may have even played into it without realizing it. So common that on a national level, 1 in 5 women have or will experience this in their lifetime. And in Kentucky alone, 1 in 2. So think about how many people are in this room. That's a lot of women. These are all according to the Bluegrass Rape Crisis Center. And to help show just how prevalent this is, this infographic helps break it down. 90% of women know their attacker. I knew mine well. 1 in 33 men are victims of rape, so it's not just women. So that 1 in 5, most will occur while they're in college, and 60% of them will happen in the residence hall. Victims are made to feel ashamed and embarrassed, and usually told that they cannot discuss what has happened to them. They must keep it a secret. This is what society has taught them. So when a victim confides in someone, oftentimes they are blamed, and you may not have realized it. But when you ask them questions like, were you drunk? What were you wearing? Were you flirting with them? Or were you asking for it? These kinds of questions can cause them just as much emotional distress as the moment that they were raped. I'd like for you all to look at this image taken by Michael Currier. It reads, "Society teaches, don't get raped, rather than don't rape." And think of how often you hear women be told, watch your drink, careful what you wear, don't go alone. It is never the victim's fault. To quote the article, "A Crime Upon a Crime, Rape, Victim Blaming, and Stigma" by Laura Bates from Women's Media Center, victim blaming exonerates perpetrators, sending them a clear signal of permission. So when you ask a victim those kinds of questions, you're placing the blame in their hands, making the perpetrators feel that they have done no wrong because that girl was asking for it, or she was, dressed slutty, so she wanted it. But that is not the case. That woman did not want it. Do not assume that their perpetrator was a stranger, because 7 out of 10 rapes are committed by someone known to the victim, even if it is an acquaintance, as this 45% is. As I said before, I knew my perpetrator well. He was a former boyfriend of mine, making my situation fall in this 25% category. There are a few things you can do to help if someone confides in you that they are a victim. Never doubt them. Ask them to do their best to explain what happened to them without triggering anxiety or trauma. And if it does, you must comfort them because they are battling this potentially alone until they've told you. Encourage them to seek help and report their case if they have not already done so. It is important that their case be told because oftentimes they are gone untold, resulting in perpetrators walking free. As this graph shows, 994 out of every 1,000 rapes, those perpetrators will walk free, having no repercussions for what they've done. Here are a few resources I'd like for you to keep in mind should you ever need them. The National Sexual Assault Hotline is available online and by the phone 24/7. I'mAlive.org is an online chat service that helps victims cope. Any counselor, therapist, as well as on-campus services can also help. I personally sought counseling. My therapist helped me tremendously. And today, I do not view myself as just a victim, but I view myself as a survivor. And this is the case for many who have sought the help and gotten the coping that they need. Before I leave here today, I would like to ask a few things of you all to help me end this stigma. Please, do not shame me for being a victim. And please, do not look at or think differently of me for being a victim. Thank you.